Okay, welcome to ETN News. This is the GO-16 Live Satellite Radar, and we're looking at the hotspots in and here is our earthquakes. You can see those. You can see them coming down through here in a line. And this one here happened right before this one did. It's a 1.9 right on the end because I've been watching. Now we have a 2.5, 0.8 miles deep south of Kilauea. You got this activity coming out into the ocean on this side. And we got activity coming on this side out in the ocean. This here is spreading down. Once the earthquakes has hit in this crack, the slump, once the earthquakes have occurred, then there's nothing else to show, because it won't have another earthquake there. It's already cracked. So we've been having them for a while now, and this here is starting to, get worrisome. It's starting to worry me anyway. Okay, this here, Hawaii. Now we got these up here on the upper end, which we've been having activity around Mauna Kea. This is a 2.6, 8.7 miles deep. And we've been having activity over here also, 2.5, 21.3 miles deep. We've been having them in the, earlier, like last week, I think we had one or two up here. All right, let's go check something else out on the earthquakes. Let's look at those real quick, and then we'll go look at Hawaii. All right, this is Alaska. Not much going on. Except for over here around Adak, Alaska, 4.0. And we got this swarm going on around Sitka. That's a 1.4, but they're small, but it's a swarm 1.1. Got these up here, and some going out toward the Bering Strait, 3.3 northeast of Taylor, and we had a 3.3 over here also. Let me see if I can get on it. Okay, 3.3. Salka. West southwest of that area. Alright, now let's go down here and check out the earthquakes over here. And Yellowstone around Hebgen Lakes, we got a 2.0, plus we got a aftershocks. But this, you zoom in, this is a long ways apart. This may not be aftershocks. They're small quakes, but them two may not be aftershocks. 1.4 and 1.5. had a 2.0, I think. No, it's a 2.1. West of Ferndale, California, 12.2 miles deep. Over here around the pyramids, Pyramid Lake, close to it, 3.5. Northwest of Virginia City, Nevada, 5.5 miles deep. And we got a 2.8, I think. Yeah, 2.8 east-southeast of Mammoth Lakes, 3.4 miles deep. That's on the Long Valley Caldera, plus a couple other small ones. And then down here, Ocotillo, 2.7 north of Ocotillo, 4.9 miles deep. 1.5 around Enoch, Utah. Alright, over here in the east, got a 2.0 southwest of Temptonville, Tennessee. A small one in Oklahoma, Arcadia. And this one here is on the seismic zone, major seismic zone, that 2.0. Nothing else showing here. Let's look see what we got on Canada. 3.5. Northeast of T.O. Mine, Quebec. And a 2.7. Ontario. And the appears of swarm I was talking about around Sitka. And we already showed these. Now let's go check out on the Google Maps on Hawaii. Let's look at this crack. Alright, now this crack comes all the way up through here, and this one leads right to Kilauea, right where we're having the earthquake activity coming down through here. Let's zoom in and check this out. Let's see if we can find this crack coming up through here. Okay, it should be right here. The Great Crack. That leads right to Kilauea. Look at this spot right here, how it is. The ground heating up. It's got some kind of line going right through it. Must be thicker lava, that hardened into molten rock. But this here is really red. And the crack, let's go see where it goes right here. Wait a minute, it's going right over here. Oh, I gotta get it to where you can see it. Yeah, here's the crack going right through here. And let's follow it. See where it takes us. I know it takes a minute, but you got to really look at something to understand it. Look what we got right here. Kilauea. So we got the Great Crack coming right from Kilauea and starting down through here. Let's turn this around and we'll leave Kilauea and go that way. Like I said, I know it takes a while, and right here's the Kilauea. It takes a while, but you got to see what you're looking at. If you don't take the time to see what you're looking at, then you'll never understand it. Okay, you can see these cracks all the way down through here. And it leads right in this crack. And you can see it better in this area. See it going right down through there. Let's back it up a little bit. It's in a dark spot. It's hard to see, but you can see it. Then it cracks over here. It's got a crack going this way. Well, that's the way it leads into. Okay, now we got it. It's easy to get lost here. And this is called the Great Crack. That's going all the way up to Kilauea, all the way down, and it comes out right here at this bay. You can see it right there, and it comes right on down. And it hits the ocean. There's a big drop off right here too. You see those mountains? Now these are out in the ocean. I've got the water took away from it, so you ain't seeing the ocean, you're just seeing the mountains. All this blue is ocean, under the ocean. Okay, now let's back up from this Great Crack going this way. Let's look at this and see where we got the other crack going over for the slump to break off. See right here in this area, we would have earthquakes in this area, but this hasn't been updated since 2022. This spot hasn't. Well, they're saying 23, but I think it's 22. But we got these other cracks that comes off of this. And up here's the main crack coming down through here. We got to back up and track this thing. I hate them going too fast, but I got to make it shorter. I know a lot of you will watch if they're long, but most won't, even if their life depends on it. And they're going to miss it one day. I hope they don't, but they probably will. But anyway, here goes a crack. Up here's the Great Crack. You know, but here is another part of the Great Crack coming through here. No, actually, that is the Great Crack. So that's just easy to get lost. But we got another one coming through this area right off of it. And here's the main crack. See if we can get this a little lighter. Okay, that's what was wrong with it. I couldn't even see it. I had it on another setting. Okay, now here's the Great Crack through here. Now we can see it good. Sorry about the other view. You can see it coming all the way up through here. Let's back it up. And it goes all the way up, like I said, all the way up to Kilauea. That one does. Now here's Kilauea. Now let's go back, since we can see something. We got cracks going on everywhere through here, from there down. What if it broke off up that way, near Kilauea? I mean, you've seen how hot it got. The magma intrusion was in that one area on the Great Crack at that time when they took the photo. I wonder what it looks like now. But anyway, let's go down to the land. We got a crack that comes across through here too. And let me see if I can find it. I think right here's one chunk that comes off. Cracking right through here, and that takes a pretty good chunk of land, just that one area. And that's in the deep part. Deep waters over here. where it's blue. That is very deep. And this wall that we got right here, which you can see those cracks everywhere, and we got this crack coming along around the mountain. This wall is really high. Okay, let's get to where we're level with it, and look at those mountains out here in the ocean. That's some big mountains. Let me get this right. This is hard to get right. Okay, now we move over. It ain't gonna let me look off the edge. This ain't nothing but lava hardened into rock, you know, that's all that is. I like looking around. If that whole thing jumped off and landed in, you know, broke off into the ocean, this whole gully or big hole would fill in. But that's just a lava. Now, over here I've got lost a while ago. That's what I've done. Yeah, we get a better view here. I had to do it over. You can see this section here. And then you got these big cracks going along the bank up above it. And then you got this big drop off that drops off. And it don't look as big as it does when you're measuring it, you know. That is a huge drop off into the deep part of the waters. Let's just go over here and measure it. Let's see what this, how big this is. If it broke off, say up here around the big part, you can see the water is still blue. It don't start changing color until it starts getting over that way, and then it's lower. This is really deep through here. All right, let's back this up and let's measure it. This is what we got. Only takes a moment. Okay, we'll go from the top. What about right here? And go down to the bottom. 24th of a mile, which I'm a little crooked on that. Let me go back. About 24th of a mile. That's a big chunk of mountain. It's a lot of feet. Well, I had a little accident right there. Got so much stuff in my way here. Trying to keep up with everything. Alright, then this crack comes all the way across. This one comes over about right in here. Then we got another crack that comes out near the gate. Hostel. Should be hotel, shouldn't it? It looks like a bed, but I don't know what that is. What it's talking about there, but it comes out right here in this populated area, or whatever's going on there. A little bit populated. Then we got another crack that comes out, and when you're looking a lot closer, it comes all the way over through here. Farmers market and places. So I wonder where it's going to really give at. Is it going to give down here near the bottom? Or is it going to hold on? Because you got this crack that comes right through here, and it comes right over through this area and comes out. All this is too heavy. It's been so many years You see, we got eruptions back in the 1700s. That's over top of this, and more eruptions after that, and it's got thicker through the years. Let's look at the grass. Let's see what's going on here. Time lapse. We started. This is 1990 right here. It won't show us the other stuff, but this is 1990. Now you can see how green it is. All this. You got to look at all the evidence of what's going on. This is down below the crack. Most of it. And you got this up here. Alright, let's look at this in time lapse. You see how green it is. Let's check it out. If we get it to go here. You see all this green? Now it's got down to that since 1984. So we got some eruptions too, but then this is drying out. Let's back it up. And if I get too close, it won't let me look at it. But you can see the cracks. This one goes all the way out to the end of the island. One crack. So we can look at different things here. I mean, you can have a crack up here, takes it all the way to the corner, all the way around, because it starts showing. You can see it's 98 right now, 1998. Now it's 2005. Each flash is another year. You can see how this looks kind of funny to me. You see how it looks coming through here. It's matching up with the other crack. Now let's go to the other side. And you can see this here. Looks like this gets wider. Like right here in this area. Let's zoom down. Okay, let's go to, they're starting out at 84. You don't hardly see anything. There's not hardly nothing there. Small one here. But then it starts coming in. That's 2000. Year 2000. Got all these cracks forming. 2010. Okay, there's 22. Year 2022. That's all it shows us on that. So we got several different cracks. I mean, cracks going every different direction. What part is going to give first? Is it the whole slump? Is it the whole piece going all the way to Kilauea and then going all the way out to the point out here? Is this possible? Nothing impossible. And look how this goes. So where is it really going to break off at? Let's hope it's just a small chunk like down here, that goes. And let's hope it's like a cliff or something where pieces fall off at a time, gradually. I really hope it's not going to happen for the whole end of the island or down through here through all these communities, or it could crack through this way, or we got the small crack I showed you a moment ago over here. Okay, let's go check out the fire map and see what it shows. It's just we don't know where this is going to crack at. We really don't know. I mean, with the magma showing up down here in this great crack that we was looking at. Then with it showing hot, then when you see magma coming through spots, it's just like Iceland. You remember when Iceland cracked, magma came to the surface. Well, this is up here where no man territory is supposed to be, so, you know, they're keeping people out. Well, that's a good sized crack going up through there too. But they're keeping people out, and you can't see what's really going on. See this one coming through here? Another crack. So really, where's it going to break off at? Is it going to go in small chunks and not harm no one and let people see that it's coming? Or is the whole thing going to break at once? Or which section is going to break? This has more than one section, not just a slump. It has more than one. So this whole thing could go or different spots. Just be prepared for either ones. Like on the west coast too. Be prepared over that way too, around the coastlines. If this does give. If this gave from here all the way up and this whole chunk right here fell off, that would be massive tsunami. Something that we probably never seen before. Alright, now let's go check out the fire map. Alright, here's our anomalies coming up through here, about covering Florida today. This is the last 24 hours. You can see the difference in the heat. So this dark red is not fires. It's anomalies, because you can watch the dark red, just the dark red, move across the map and off the coast. Tomorrow, this will be off the coast, and this will be coming behind it and bringing more. But have you noticed how much thicker that Florida has been getting in the past few updates? Look how much thicker it's getting. That shows there may be a disaster coming through here in the near future, because it's not there for nothing. Alright, you can see this line and this one. Right here's one, and right there's one, and I don't see nothing over here coming in yet, but all this will move off the east, and 4 or 5 more anomalies will be right behind that one coming off the coast. If you're new here, you know I've already took up this much time. If you're new here, let's check this out. Alright, this one here, let me see what we got. It should be showing it. Alright, you see that anomaly? This is NASA. And it was June the 20th of 2022 is when they made that update. That's NASA. What's it look like? Anomalies moving across the map, just like I'm showing you here. Alright, now let's go back to, let's see what else we got here. Oh, that's what I was supposed to have done. And then, okay, this is the 28th. Let's go from the 27th. Well, let's back it up to the 26th. 26th. What no anomalies over here? Alright, 27th. Starting over there. And then the 28th. 29th. Wow, that just popped all up. Or there's something wrong with the setup here. I guess there was. Let's do this again. 27th. None down in Florida. Not one drop. All up here. Georgia. And 28th. Northern part of Florida. into Georgia. 29th, Florida, North Carolina, about midways in North Carolina, down in South Carolina. Almost half of South Carolina toward the ocean is covered. That shows bigger storms coming in the future. And all that, heat coming up from the surface, drying the surface out. Well, when your sun is being destroyed by millions and millions and millions of miles of solar panels reflecting the sun back toward the earth, plus putting the stuff in the lakes to keep the water from evaporating and stuff like that, they're destroying the sun, and it's going to throw solar flares, solar storms. And what does that cause? If you really get down to it and really look into it, it causes the earth, it evaporates the water from the earth. What's going to happen then? It's going to be bad. Alright, Kilauea, showing it's still erupting, and over here's a spot. Alright, it looks like a workplace of some kind. And where we've been getting activity from New Zealand, I've been watching this volcano because we don't want it going up either. That's huge. That exploded, it could send a tidal wave. Alright, I'll see you on the next updates. Sorry about the update being too long, but to see what you need to see and to know what you need to know, you have to look at what you're looking at. I'll see you next time, and we'll be watching.